All right, let's talk about the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. This sounds much more complicated than it is. Basically, this is just stating that if a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b are legs and c is the hypotenuse, then the triangle is a right triangle. Then you have a right triangle. Okay, so if you are given three sides, you know that the C is always going to be the longest side, okay? So C, this will always be the longest side if it is a right triangle. Okay, so let's just do an example, and we'll say, let's look at what this actually means. We will say, is triangle X, Y, Z a right triangle? All right, and X, Y, Z, I'm just going to sketch it out. It's going to look a little bit like this. So it might look like a right triangle. We could say, yeah, sure, that's a right triangle. But we need to check. This side will be 7. This side will be 24. And this side will be 25. All right, and we're going to check to see whether or not this is a right triangle. Since it is already drawn for me, I know that this is going to be the C. So this is important here, to identify which sides correspond with which letters. This side is the longest, that's going to be the C. Then it doesn't matter which one of these two is A or B. So we'll do A squared plus B squared. Does this in fact equal C squared? So we're just going to test it. That's all we're doing. So 7 squared plus 24 squared. Does that equal 25 squared? We plug the values in there. 7 squared I know is 49. 24 squared, I'm going to have to calculate that one. 576. And then I'm going to add that to 49. And I get 625. Okay, well let's see, what is 25 squared? 625. So 625 does in fact equal 625. So is this a right triangle? Yes, this is in fact a right triangle. Okay, let's look at another one. All right, perhaps we're not given the actual triangle. Perhaps we're just given the side lengths, and we got to see, we need to try it out and see what's what. All right, so let's do, if we have the side lengths, let's say we have side lengths 5 centimeters, 3.75 centimeters, and 6.5 centimeters. All right, let's test and see whether or not this is a right triangle. All right, so the first thing I need to do is figure out which one of these is C. It doesn't really matter which one A or B is, remember, but the side length that is C does matter. Okay, this one is the longest one, so this has to be my C value. Okay, doesn't matter which the other two are. So we'll do 5 squared plus 3.75 squared. Does this equal 6.5 squared? All right, well, let's try it out. 5 squared is 25. That one's easy. 3.75 squared. 3.75 squared. Okay, I get this number. 14, I'm going to write all that out. 14.0625 equals, you know what, I'm going to leave that in my calculator and I'm just going to add 25 to it, so I've got this answer here. I have 39.0625. All right, and now on the flip side, I'm going to do 6 5/10 squared. I got 42 25/100. So this number does not equal that number. So no, this is not a right triangle. These side lengths do not make a right triangle. All right, and that's basically it. You're just plugging the numbers in and checking it, making sure that a squared plus b squared does in fact equal c squared. The main thing you need to remember here is that the longest side, whatever that biggest number is always going to be your c value. The other two, it doesn't matter which is which, just so long as your longest side is your c. All right, good luck guys, you got it.